Hey folks, Scott Kelby here from Kelby One, and what is the feature that everybody's not using that is so cool and so awesome that they should be using it? Well, I'm going to show you in this project right here we have on screen. Got a picture for it on my guitars. It's kind of on a grungy background. I want to get the guitar, so this is a flattened layer. I want to get the guitar up on its own layer so I can put a little shadow below it and then add some other effects. So how do I select the guitar? Well, there's lots of tools that'll do it. The quick select tool, the magic wand wouldn't really work too well here, the pen tool, whatever. But here's the tool we're going to use that's even better. Just click on either the magic wand or the quick select tool. We're not actually going to use them. We're going to use something better. It's that thing no one's using. It's called Select Subject. You just click on it, take your hands off the keyboard, wait patiently for a few seconds, and it will select your object for you. So this uses machine learning. It's something that Adobe added back in December of 2017. They snuck it in the darkness of night in an update. And it has this database of stuff, and it goes, oh wait, I recognize that, it's a guitar, I'll select it. All right, so now that our guitar is selected, and all we had to do was click the button Select Subject. It's pretty amazing. I'm going to press Command J on Mac or Control J on Windows, and that gives us a copy of our guitar on its own separate layer. So I'm going to go over here to the Effects panel, it's not the Effects panel, the Effects pop-up menu, and choose Drop Shadow. And it's going to add a drop shadow. I'll make it a little darker so you can see. I'll increase the opacity a little bit. There's the drop shadow. Here's some tips. I mentioned that there would be some tips in here. Here's one. There is an angle button in here and a distance to determine like where you want your drop shadow, right? So you can move the how far away it is and all that kind of stuff and the angle of it and all. But that's just for losers. Here's what you want to do instead. Leave the dialog box with your cursor. Just grab the shadow and put it anywhere you want. So that's the way the cool guys do it. So let's put it down a little lower behind the below the guitar there. And I'll click OK. And so now we have our little drop shadow down here. But the drop shadow also kind of leaks out of the sides here and stuff. And whether you like that or not, it's up to you. I don't really dig it too much. Especially kind of over here and stuff. I mean, it's not, I don't know. I kind of really wanted it on the bottom. Here's what you do. So that shadow is applied to this layer. Anything I do on this layer will have that same shadow. So if I were to grab a paintbrush and I paint it in white, let's go ahead and make a stroke here. Let's make the brush smaller here. I'm using the left and right bracket keys on my keyboard. That's the left bracket makes it smaller. Watch, it will have a drop shadow too. So how do I, let's not undo that layer. Let's just undo that stroke. How do I edit that drop shadow by itself? Here's how. Go into the layer menu, under layer style, and choose create layer. And what it does is it makes a layer of, look, just the drop shadow. So there, make sure you're on the drop shadow layer. Let's go hit the layer mask button. It's the third icon here, right there. Hit that bad boy. Go over here and get the brush tool, and we're just going to erase the areas of shadow that we don't really want. So on the neck there, on the cutaways, there we go. Okay, so now we just have the shadow on the bottom where we want it behind our guitar. Not in front of our guitar, but yes, here, let's trim that edge and trim that edge a little. There we go. So it is behind our guitar. Now, if apparently at some point I accidentally clicked and made a white spot right in the middle of my guitar. Dumb. To get multiple undos, Option Command Z, 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 Option, there we go. I finally got rid of it. So that's just, let's consider that multiple undo thing a bonus tip. That was Option Command Z on Mac, Alt Control Z on Windows. Every time you hit that keyboard shortcut, it steps you back one step. How many undos do you have? 50, or what I'd like to say, 50. Now we have to do the drop shadow thing again because I messed it up. So let's go to Layer, Layer Style, Create Layer. You know that makes it its own layer. Add the layer mask, and we're painting in black, and we're painting away the excess shadow that we don't want. So we just have it under there. Now we're not done, but we're almost done. Okay, I want to keep all this intact, but I want to work on what looks like a flattened version of my photo. There's a keyboard shortcut for that. You'll know if you're doing it right if you get carpal tunnel syndrome. Here's what it is. Shift, Option, Command E as in Edward. Shift-Alt-Control-E if you're on a Windows PC. So now I have this layer on top that looks like it's flattened right there. It looks like it's a flattened layer. We're going to go use a little Camera Raw. Go into the Filter menu, go to Camera Raw. Yeah, we are. We're going to go down to the FX panel, or the menu, or whatever you want to call it. And we're going to drop in a little bit of darkening on the edges of the photo. Yeah, we are. Like that. Little vignetting. All right. We're going to click OK. It's looking better. It's not there yet. Let's go back under the Camera Raw filter menu. We're going to get the most awesome radial tool right over here. We're going to crank it up to about, I don't know, 1 1/4 or something. And we're going to just click and drag, and it puts a little spotlight wherever you want it. So we're going to put one like over here. I'm just going to bring out little highlights in the guitar. I'm going to Option click on Windows. It would be Alt click. I'm sorry. I'm going to right click. That's what I'm going to do instead. Hit duplicate. It's going to make a duplicate of that. I'm going to drag it down here. And I'm going to do it again. Right click, duplicate. Drag another little light circle. Do it again. Duplicate. Drag another light circle down here. I'm just creating kind of like some visual interest. And one more maybe. Duplicate. And we'll drag it up there. So now we've got kind of got these little hot spots, or whatever you want to call them. I can move this one down here. If you want to move one, just click on it and just kind of move it around. All right. We're going to click OK, and it's going to look okay. It's not going to look outstanding. Yeah, it actually looks pretty good. Here's where we were before. See, we're kind of making some progress. Now, the last thing we're going to do is this. We're going to duplicate the layer. Just press Command-J on Mac, Control-J on Windows. It makes a duplicate. We're going to make the whole guitar thing darker. We're going to go Normal and change the mode to Multiply. Multiply doubles up the darkness. It makes it like really dark. All right, so that it looks like not great. But we're not done. We're going to click that layer mask icon one more time. We're going to go get a big giant brush. We're going to make our brush big by hitting the right bracket key. Right bracket. Right bracket. Make it really, really big. Nice soft brush. Click once. It puts a little spotlight right in the center. And now I think we are kind of pretty much done. Let's double click the hand tool to make it fit on screen. And so let's see what it looks like. This is what it used to look like when we started, and then we added these things that makes it a little bit cooler. And we didn't lose the color of the guitar or anything. It's the original awesome Ibanez. Now, here's what we're going to do. The last trick. We're going to do another one of those Shift-Option-Command-E, Shift-Alt-Control-E things to put this on the top. We're going to hide all the other layers. So what I have on top is the finished product. If I hide it, it's the original. The nice thing we can do, since we have it all on its own layer, is we can lower the opacity and get a blend of the two. A little bit of the original and a little bit of the hyped up version to give us our final rocking guitar thing. So anyway, I hope you guys like that. Obviously, the idea of the whole thing was to introduce you to that select subject button, but I hope you got a kick out of it. Okay, while I have your attention, real briefly, I'd just like to mention we are a few weeks away, like about a month away, not quite a month, from the Photoshop World Conference and Expo. It is happening in Orlando, Florida, and it is not too late for you to go. In fact, we would love it if you came. It's going to be at the Hyatt Regency Convention Center in Orlando, about 15 minutes from Walt Disney World. Bring the family. I know the kids are going to be out of school because it's May 31st, June 1st, and 2nd. It's 3 days. Now, there's something for everybody there. There are graphic design tracks. There are photography tracks. There are photography lighting tracks, flash tracks. Not Adobe Flash. I mean like Flash on your camera. So it's lighting and Flash. We've got Lightroom all 3 days. We got Photoshop tracks every day and Lightroom tracks every day. We've got all kinds of cool stuff. Social media, everything else. We've got vendors there showing off their latest stuff. We've got parties. Oh, we've got parties. Anyway, it's going to be a blast, but it won't be as much fun if you're not there. So come and check it out. Go to photoshopworld.com. Go right now. Check out the amazing line of instructors. Amazing. Seriously, this is a very unique group of instructors. It's the world's best Photoshop, Lightroom, and photography people, all in one place at the same time. And all they want to do is show you all their latest stuff, all their cool stuff. I want you to be there. It's going to be awesome. So I hope to see you end of this month, May 31st, 1st and 2nd in Orlando. All right, guys. Thanks very much, and we'll catch you next time.